is pretty good too.
Well, spreading the gospel's kind of my whole thing, and trying to anyway. Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Hmm.
We need to get on more, to be honest.
That reminds me. I'll be back. Hi, Kat. I have returned. But yeah, that's the basics, is we basically look at it and go, maybe not. Yep.
But is it still bad if the literal cause that you're doing have Bible verses on them? That was my question.
Well,
Is that
okay.
still considered divination?
Well, yeah, because you're seeking information
I suppose
about.
it would.
Yeah, you're seeking information about your future and present and past from
So
God
would it
that
be
you didn't have.
blasphemy?
Well, it's not blasphemy. No, it's just God asked you not to do it, and you're doing it, right? It's like, how can you?
I'll be entirely honest. I don't entirely know what blasphemy is.
Don't worry about it. The
Okay, I was gonna say it's not good as far as I'm aware. You're not supposed to do it.
There's a long conversation, but basically,
Gotcha.
here's what you need to know. When you're doing tarot, if you're a Christian, right? The asterisk, if you're a Christian. If you're not a Christian, it's like, okay, well, I mean, you're already not listening to God, so it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you're Christian and you're doing it, it's like saying, okay, Dad, please take me to this place, and then we get into the car, and then now we're on the freeway, and I grab the steering wheel. Yep. It's like, do you trust Dad to take you to the place or not? Why are you grabbing the steering wheel? And it's actually like grabbing the steering wheel, because the other thing is,
Ooh, I like that one.
If you are trying to like use tarot to like then inform your decisions, now you're trying to make decisions without the foresight of what those decisions will be, and therefore, just like the car can crash, so too can like your life crash if you don't know what you're doing. So we just don't do it because God politely asked us not to do it. We have trust in our Father to drive us to wherever He needs to drive us to. Yep. Now, like for me, right? I know how to do it, and I actually have done and do tarot for D&D characters in D&D games. That has nothing to do with my life. That has nothing to do with like usurping God's will. That's not an issue. That's a tee hee ha ha. We're gonna do a fun thing in the game. That has nothing to do with real life, with my life, with anyone else's life. It's a game, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I have not once been convicted by the Holy Spirit going, that's wrong. Like, it's like, okay, it's a game. Like, no one cares.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be fine, essentially. The problem is whenever you say, I don't trust God with my life. Yeah. But, yeah.
Gotcha.
Don't, because I understand you're not Christian. So when someone comes to you and they're like, you can't do it because bad, it's like, okay, well, my concern is that it does open doors, right? So demonic possession is a real possibility. You have to be careful. Okay. But beyond that, I mean, you're already not listening to God by not being Christian. So, that's your prerogative.
You do you.
Yeah. But if you want to be Christian, hey, doors open, invitations on the table. And, I'm always happy to answer questions for you. Yeah.
Right. What do you think, Chief?
I need to pull you aside real quick. I need to ask you a question.
Don't fall in.
Okay. The secret corner.
Oh, how exclusive.
Hi, Child of Ages. Good to see you. I acknowledge your existence.
Hello, guys. Doing well. How about you?
I'm doing all right. All right, now we take over the world. Thank you for coming to our evil meeting.
I was going to ask you, Cass, when you mentioned earlier in that conversation, and I wanted to get it slip my mind, when it says that Satan is the prince of the power of the air, in that context of the passage, what does that exactly mean? Prince of the power of the air.
So the Bible's pretty explicit that there are, straight up, fallen angels were given dominion over certain specific areas of the world. There is a specific area of the world that is meant to belong to God, which, you know, the promised land, etc., which that, by the way, that dominion spans directly, according to Genesis, between the river Tigris to, or Euphrates, depending on where you want to go with it, all the way to the river Nile. That's supposed to be God's territory. Okay, everyone is like going there and pretending to be God and stuff. Okay, but yes, Satan is the ruler of this world. He's the god of this world, instituted by God, allowed to be this because, you know, he's like, I can do better. And God's like, okay, do it. Just like he always has, right? Same thing with Job. He's like, I can get him to stop worshiping you. Okay, do it. Yep, we'll see. Here you are. I will give you all the tools that is necessary. I will literally give it to you. Satan, you want to rule? Here you are. You're the ruler of this world. Show me you can do better. Show me. Go ahead.
I kind of thought that it like vaguely speaks to like the common people, like, oh, he's the cause of all storms and problems.
Well, I guess what I was getting at, and I respect your answer, is kind of what Child of Ages was talking about many times. Do you think when it says Prince of the Power of the Air, it also can be a correlate with like, well, because Child of Ages thinks that what people are seeing in the skies, like the UAPs, and he thinks they're fallen angels or the Nephilim. Could it mean also in the context that Prince of the Power of the Air would be what people are seeing in the skies? Because he has a theory that he thinks that's what the final deception is going to be, is the alien card played. And I was wondering if that's maybe that passage is implying it somehow, that Prince of the Power of the Air is referring to Satan controlling, you know, the Nephilim, the fallen angels. I don't know. Is that kind of what you were? Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to go grab my book and I'll actually read from you from Parallel Myths. And I'll show you that the alien grays are literally a fairy called Gray Neighbors. I'll show you. Be right back.
Okay. Gray Neighbors.
I had never done that connection, and it's so obvious. Like, yeah, Prince of the Power of the Earth, aliens.
Yeah, I've heard that. I was
I've
like,
seen this
what's
theory,
that mean?
I've heard of this theory like 2 or 3 years ago. There's this guy. It's not from one person, but there's this guy I could reference named Timothy Alberino, who basically ties the UAP and the UFO stuff from the presence of the Nephilim. And I think it's a bit out there. And so recent times you're seeing a lot of people make this connection. I don't know. I think it's a little bit dangerous.
Well, okay, so I can only speak from my opinion and it isn't worth anything, but here it is. Ask yourself this question. If these beings that we're seeing are truly, quote unquote, aliens from somewhere else in the universe or maybe another parallel dimension, why, if that's the case, do they have to keep abducting people? Because there's the whole thing where there's a theory where they try to say there are creators, right? If that's the case, that aliens, you know, a lot of people have that theory that there are creators of human life on Earth, then why do they have to abduct people? There was a thing with cattle mutilations, I guess, years and years ago, where the cattle were showing up mutilated with not a drop of blood. Why then creator of it? And surely aliens with their technology, if that's what this is, would be able to scan organisms with their technology if they can travel one end of the universe to the other and know exactly what the biology is without having to abduct and dissect people. Does that make sense? So I think the only logical conclusion would be that these are some kind of spiritual entities from maybe another parallel dimension or something. I mean, that's just my take on it.
They're not aliens. Aliens aren't demons, because demons have been around as long as longer than
So,
be logical.
I'm ready whenever you guys are.
So, like, demons know what a fucking cow is, bro, than what a human is. They know how to cut us in half.
Oh,
And we have a lot of diversity.
so they're not trying to figure out what a cow is. It's part of the Starfire ritual.
The what?
The Starfire ritual.
Gas station.
It's an ancient Babylonian rite that was specifically performed by the Nephilim in order to basically either A, enhance their power, B, enhance their life, C, give them eternal life, or D, to basically renew their oath against God that they took on Mount Hermon.
Is this the whole adrenochrome thing that they used to do in ancient times?
Yes, the adrenochrome the adrenochrome that's current is a mutation from the Starfire ritual. Okay, so what I'm about to read to you comes from the following sources: Berlin, Parallel Myths, the Bible, Evans Wentz, Fairy Faith in Celtic Countries, Eason, Fairies in Magical Beings, James McCulloch, Dictionary of Celtic Mythology, New York, Oxford University Press, USA, 1998. Eason, Fairies and Magical Beings, Reginald Scott's The Discovery of Witchcraft. Not only do contemporary alien encounters echo ancient encounters with demons, Nephilim, and fallen angels, but they reflect the commonality and inexplicable kinship with fairy folk, according to Eason author W.Y. Evans Wentz notes that ancients named the inhabitants of the other world gods or fallen angels, genies or jinns, and daemons or demons, shades, spirits, which the ancient and modern Celts refer to as gods and fairies. Many of the less benign aliens of today, according to Eason, portray a eerie kinship with the likeness of goblins and gnomes of fairy mythology. Goblins and trolls are described with eyes glowing like coals with withered crones. Only in Nordic legends were some fairy folk known to be tall and noble. In most other legends, fairy folk were small beings of mischief and evil. Trolls, goblins, gnomes, and other similar creatures may come in many different sizes, but they have grotesque, fleshy faces and are very hairy. In the 1954 alien abduction that transpired in Chic Cerro de las Tres Torres, Venezuela, witnesses described the aliens as dwarf-like hairy beings. In 1955, in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, 5 tiny goblin-like beings with wrinkled skin and large eyes and ears were witnessed. Most documented accounts describe famous aliens known as today as the Greys. Fairies that kidnapped children were known as the, quote, Grey Neighbors by the Shetlanders. These fairies were small, gray, goblin, and troll-like creatures. These mythological fairies were a Celtic conception to describe small people who can become invisible and who were feared abductors of children. Here an excerpt of a fairy abduction. Quote, and many people have been taken away by the said spirits for a fortnight or month together, being carried in them in chariots through the air over hills and dales and rocks and precipices, until at last they have been found lying in some meadow or mountain bereaved of their senses, end quote. Another encounter from more than 100 years ago, witnessed by David Williams of North Wales, included a brilliant meteor-like vehicle that flew and was followed by a ring of fire. Small fairy-like beings that danced to music all the while were surrounded by brilliant lights. Sounds very much like UFO and modern alien encounters. Cassandra Easton notes that fairies have a need to reproduce with humans, ostensibly like aliens. Fairies never abduct old people, only babies, young men, and young women, much like aliens. In a similar fashion to alien abductions, the victim's mind remained blank of what was done and said to them in fairy abductions. Goblins, elves, trolls, and gnomes are all known in mythology as beings that are described as, quote, the Greys. They are gray-skinned, have huge oval head, small almond-like eyes, spindly limbs. They are eager to breed with humans and to modify and refresh their genetic makeup so that they might continue to survive. Janet Board concluded that fairy abductions utilize the same claim staked by aliens today, whereby the need to mate with humans because they need an injection of new genes to bolster their weakened genetic makeup. W.B. Yeats says, fairies are not always little and take the size and shape of their choosing. Calhill noted that the Tuatha De Danann devolved in mythology from a race of giants to the little people, fairies, leprechauns, as some form of euphemism and disguise for their true nature. Yep.
Interesting.
What the hell are you talking about? What the fuck was all that?
I was reading from Parallel Myths.
So, do you believe in aliens or something? I'm confused.
Yes.
You believe in like outer space aliens?
They're demons.
Yeah, Rowdy's right, yeah.
aliens are demons? They fly around in little saucers? What?
Yes. Have you read Chariots of the Gods?
Guys-
Fingerprints of the Gods? Have you read the Epic of Gilgamesh?
What are you...
Have you read Parallel Myths?
No.
Okay.
But it's a bit crazy that what aliens are it's just very fucking weird. I don't know. Because demons flying around in little spacecrafts are a bit weird.
Can demons fly?
You're assuming, Joe. You're assuming.
And there's also no proof for that.
Well, hold on. You're assuming. Well, wait a second.
There's no proof.
NASA, of all people, their astrobiology department is a statement of faith, believes that they're going to find intelligent alien life within 20 years. Now, they don't have any proof of this. They have faith in it. Would you say NASA's a church then?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Well, I'm asking you. There's no evidence that aliens exist, right?
Yeah, no, there's no evidence that they exist.
Okay, but do you believe it's a possibility?
There's plenty of evidence.
Yeah.
We just disagree about what the evidence conclusion is.
That's right. If you don't know, then how can you sit there and say, okay, you said by admission you believe it's possible aliens exist, higher intelligent beings. The problem is, you believe that by faith, correct?
I don't believe... are you gonna make... Yeah, sure, I'll say yes.
Okay, no, I'm not trying to make fun of your position or nothing. I'm just saying, ultimately, there's no evidence as far as from the secular world, right? What Cass is trying to say is that there's parallels in ancient mythology that fit what people have been seeing, supposedly, for millennia and millennia, these little gray things, these little gray aliens. There's parallels, and could it be, is it possible that what people think they've been seeing for all these millennia are not higher advanced technological aliens, but they're like demonic beings? That's the point of what he was saying.
Yes.
Okay, so do you believe that they are demons in little spacecraft?
They're not
I
spacecraft.
Yeah, I absolutely do.
What are they then? What are they flying around in?
Well, they have been described as chariots throughout time. But frankly, we would say that we don't know exactly.
You didn't know what a chariot
Okay, so...
Do you know what a chariot is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would be pretty obvious to spot, and we would see that flying around.
How often in your life do you actually take the time to stop what you're doing, go outside, and look up?
Look it up yourself.
What does that have to do?
I'm just pointing out something. I'm just pointing out something.
I look at stars all the time at night.
Mm-hmm. So you have a preset time where you look at a very specific window of the sky. But what I'm saying is, like, normally... Okay.
That's not true.
Fair enough.
Okay, anyway, go on.
If we want to have a conversation forward about this topic, we have to reach some common ground. So either we agree that throughout the entirety of human history, we've been painting UFOs into ancient paintings. We have had alien encounters since the dawn of time. We have had all of this stuff, like, throughout every culture. Or I don't see that we can, like, continue with this. Now, if you want, I can try to walk you through that. But I don't see,
Okay,
I don't see how this goes anywhere.
It's a bit weird to assume that aliens are demons.
Right. So.
What's wrong with weird?
Okay.
Not
Do you
demons,
believe
okay.
that it would be also possible, if they exist, that there could be that they could be evil beings that don't have our best interests at heart? Is that a possibility?
Yes.
That would fit the criteria for demons.
Mm-hmm.
The popular
Are you just
conception
saying
of
that
demons
because one thing is evil, therefore demon? What are you talking about?
Well, no, we're not trying to,
That's
like,
not what I'm saying.
we're not trying to carry you into our logic here. We're trying to establish a baseline for a further conversation. We haven't like begun to try to carry you into the logic because you're having a hard time with the conversation as it is. So we're actually, like, rewinding
Okay,
the conversation and trying to, like, establish a baseline for you.
Yeah, it seems like
Do you believe the Earth is flat? Can I just ask that really quickly?
What is it?
Do you believe the Earth is flat? Just really quickly.
No.
The what?
The Earth
The
is
Earth
flat.
is flat. What the fuck
No.
is that noise?
Okay, hold on. In the oldest book of the Bible that was first penned is Job. In Job, it says God hangs the circle of the earth on nothing, and its inhabitants are as small as grasshoppers. So in Job, the oldest book of the Bible that was first penned down, it says it is the circle of the earth. It does not imply a flat earth. Now, people may disagree with me. That's fine.
Well, flat Earth kind of like it kind of makes God less cool, because if it's a globe Earth, then when God says, "I shall throw your sins as far as the east is from the west." Now, if he said is north from south, okay, on a globe Earth, that's not that far. You know, it's a certain distance. How far is the east from the west? Infinite.
Well, right. If it was a flat, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
do
if it
you?
was
I
round,
never
if it
asked you
was
this,
round.
Kath. Do you believe in a flat Earth?
I believe in a non-Euclidean Earth that presents itself as a spheroid,
In
which
this
is what
dimension?
which is what the science shows.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for that. Then. Okay.
But basically, the Earth is a ball. So TLDR, Earth is a ball, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But the moon landing. That's just one quick one.
We
Go
can.
ahead, Kath.
I think we can see Can't we like see the specific site with a telescope currently?
Yeah.
We can. We can see the flag and everything.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Makes sense to me.
I was just making sure because, yeah.
I mean,
It seems to me, Joe, if I may interject, it sounds like you don't want to critically consider, you don't want to do critical thinking to consider that aliens themselves could be demons. So therefore now you're just asking the question like, wait a minute, are these people retarded? Are these flat earthers?
No,
Yes.
I'm just
No?
making.
Yes? No? Okay, that explains it. They're not demons. These people are just deceived. Case closed.
I'm just making sure that it's not that stupid.
so now we're
I was gonna
determining
say
how
earlier
stupid I
that
am.
you-
I like that.
I was gonna
Don't
say,
worry,
like,
I'm
you
pretty
see,
stupid,
really
bro.
like the lowest
On-
level.
Let's pretend for a moment that aliens existed. Then we can talk about them potentially being demons. But you don't even want to give that conceptual maybe.
Okay, well, there's no proof for aliens being. Yeah, there's no proof.
Well,
Okay.
Joe,
For,
let me ask you something.
What would
just
proof
real
be?
Quick, and this will be short.
What's your burden of
Joe.
proof?
Okay. How do you think we got here, Joe? How do you think we got here? How do you think life on this planet got here?
what the fuck? Why are we switching the
Because
topic
this
now?
is, I'm leading
No, it's
to making a
related, it's
point.
Because you're gonna show you that aliens are either real within evolution or they're real outside of it. You have to pick one or the other, but either way, aliens are technically real.
What I'm saying, Joe, is if you got to understand, we're here. We know by all of our five senses that we exist and all life on this planet exists. The question is, how do you think it got here? And I'm going somewhere with this.
Yeah, just humor him.
Big Bang.
All right.
I'm talking about
No,
okay.
life
I'm not talking
itself.
about the universe, life itself on this planet.
The word you're looking for is abiogenesis.
Okay. Okay. What?
Okay, if you don't believe
Google
in
it.
God,
Just the
you don't believe there's any
formation.
kind of
Earth formed, life start.
Yep.
What do you want me to say? This is
Okay,
Yeah,
basic
but
shit.
how
I
did
don't-
how did life
Okay.
start?
What I'm trying to say, Joe, is this. Okay, if you don't believe in gods, goddesses, or intelligent designers making life on the planet, your only other logical option is some kind of biogenesis chemical evolution process.
Yep.
Do you agree with that?
There's no one here. Wait, sorry, my game is. Does no one else see that?
No, we don't see
I
anything.
have everyone's avatar turned
Wait,
off.
I need to turn off. I need to. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Like the only people's avatar I have turned on are like Bobking and Gas.
Thank
Wait,
you,
sorry,
Kat.
give me a
Child of
second.
ages.
I can't fucking see.
I think this message is really important to get out, you know, because regardless if you want to think that demons are, that aliens are demons or not, the world certainly has an agenda
Okay.
to make people believe that they're not, that they're benevolent.
Mm-hmm.
that they're here, that they are our creators, that they're gonna integrate humanity into a galactic community, that humanity is now ready for the next stage of evolution, because that's what the world wants you to believe that these aliens are here for. So it is important for people to consider that there are stories that date way back, like what Sandcast was mentioning, that tells us that their true nature.
Yep.
Wait, I just remember what you said earlier. You said caveman drawing UFOs. I meant to ask you that.
Not cavemen.
Cavemen?
There have been, within art, throughout history, there have been UFOs and aliens that have been specifically drawn throughout time.
Is there an example of that?
How many would you like?
Well, in Australia, I do know in Australia,
Just one?
the oldest cave...
The Pueblo, Zuni, and Hopi ant people and snake people.
Yeah. In Australia, there's called the Von Jinden, which there's an inscription. One of the oldest cave paintings ever on the planet is in Australia. And it shows three gray-looking, what we would think are modern aliens, three beings with the large almond eyes, white skin, big heads, called the Von Jinden, the beings of creation in Australia. This is one of the oldest cave paintings in the world. You can look that up. Creepy seeing ant. That would be creepy seeing ant people. It would be so weird.
Yeah, those are the reptilian, or not the reptilian, the insectoids.
Insectoids.
Yeah.
God, that would be so weird to see.
Yeah. And the snake people, I mean, like this is in the Bible. They're the Nakash, right? It's the same thing.
Right.
Yeah. We could go to, are you a fan of the Renaissance? We could look at the Anunnaki stelae. We could go to The Annunciation with Saint Immedius by Carlo Crivelli, 13th century.
Is that the one, Cass, correct me if I'm wrong, where it shows like a sphere with an antenna on it?
No. This one is, there's literally a UFO in the sky shooting a beam of light down at a woman's head. Yeah, the Roswell case as well.
You
but
guys heard of the UFO battle of Nuremberg?
What is it, Trip?
1561, a well-documented mass sighting called. Basically, they thought it was like an aerial battle in Nuremberg. 1561.
Oh yeah, is this the one where they had all the? Yeah. I know this one. Yeah, check that out. You might have an easier time looking up that.